Hey y'all, welcome to Pleiadian Point of View. I'm Peyton with Peyton Energetics, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a little bit of an obscure topic because the Pleiadians wanted to chat today about the states of being. And when you hear that, you may be like me that was wondering, what in the world does that even mean? So today the P's are going to be explaining what the 3 states of being are, in case you're not familiar with them, and helping you understand how to work consciously with your state of being to take back control of your reality. Because our reality is a reflection of our state of being. So that's what we're going to be diving into in today's video. But before we jump in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Now, every once in a while, the Pleiadians bring up a topic that they'd like to discuss in these videos, and I'm not really sure where they're going with it. And this was one of those topics when they mentioned that they would like to discuss the states of being. Now, if you've been on your spiritual path for a while, you've probably heard your teachers talking about this, making reference to our state of being, but for a lot of us, we're not super clear what that means. So the Pleiadians wanted to talk today about the different states of being, why it is so important for us to know which one we are in at any particular time, because these control our reality. So let's start at the beginning and talk a little bit about the state of being that we're most familiar with. So most of us have spent a good part of our life as 3D humans, right? And how do 3D humans exist? We live in the mind, right? We are taught from the time we can walk that we're supposed to be thinking and analyzing and judging and planning, right? We are completely programmed as 3D humans to be in the mind. And there's a really simple reason for this. The mind is the 3D operating system. It is how we operated as 3D humans. The mind was in charge of everything. So for a lot of us, we live in the mind. If you have gone through a traditional education process, if you have been raised in a traditional Western culture, we know that the mind rules everything. It's so important how intelligent we are, how well we can analyze. These things are what we get rewarded for as students as we're growing up. The more we can be in the mind, the more we internalize all the social programming, right? So the mind is super important as a 3D human. It's how we lived our life. But here's the thing. We're not 3D humans anymore. We have moved onto an entirely new consciousness grid. So the way we are navigating our life is changing. So when we are in the mind, we are in what we can think of as our ego structure, right? We're in the brain and the nervous system. This is what we think of when we're talking about being in the mind. And for purposes of today's conversation, think of this as your monkey mind. So when we talk about being in the mind, it's usually how most of us spend the majority of our day, right? When we're just on mental autopilot, we are thinking whatever random thoughts pop into our head. And if you have noticed, when your mind is in this kind of autopilot mode, most of your thoughts tend to be pretty negative. So when we are in what we call the monkey mind or the 3D mind, we're on autopilot, which means we are looking at everything through the lens of our limiting beliefs, our social programming, everything that we have been taught in our education, by our family, by our religions. All of that takes over when we're in the 3D mind. But when we are in the 3D mind, we are cut off from our higher self. We are cut off from our intuitive abilities because the mind is just designed through our biology to block out higher dimensional wisdom. So one of the things that we are doing as we move through this ascension process is we are changing operating systems. So the first state of being is the one that most of us spend about 95% of our time in. And that's what we think of as the monkey mind. That feeling where your mind is racing, you feel agitated. You may notice that you get into those mental loops, those stories that your mind likes to tell you, most of which you will probably find are not super supportive, but we're also very vulnerable when we are in what we call the ego mind, the psychological mind, the monkey mind, whatever term feels best to you. We're very vulnerable to the beliefs of other people. This is how the 3D matrix keeps itself going, is by telling us what to think, what to believe. So the more time we spend on mental autopilot, and that's just the big part of your day when you're not thinking intentionally about something, when you're just having the thoughts that they seem to appear out of nowhere, you don't know where they come from, you find you're on some weird mental tangent, that just means you're in the state of being that we call the monkey mind, the egoic mind. And this is the state of being that is least helpful to us as light workers and starseeds, because we are cut off when we're in the mind from higher wisdom. Now, what are the other states of being? Because most of us, we're so used to being in the brain, we're so used to thinking and planning and analyzing, we don't know what the alternative even is. Where can you be other than in your mind? I remember one of my first spiritual teachers would talk to me all the time about how I had to let go of the mind. She encouraged me to imagining that I was taking my brain outside and burying it in the yard. And I was so completely confused. I'm like, how do we operate as humans if we're not in the mind, if we're not thinking and planning and worrying? Because another of the huge features of being in the monkey mind, the ego mind, is we tend to be spinning out into the future, usually means we're worrying about something, or we're flopping back into the past. We're thinking about things we did that we shouldn't have done or we didn't handle well. We tend to be projecting our consciousness either forward or backward, and usually from a state of fear. So my teacher was trying to help me understand that we want to get out of this mode of being in what we call the random mind, where it feels like your thoughts are thinking you. You don't know where they come from. You don't know why you're randomly thinking about that story from 6th grade. That is when we know we are in the egoic mind. It's one of our most common states of being as humans, but it's also the most dangerous. It's when we're subject to matrix programming. It's when we are taking on the beliefs and opinions of other people. It's when we're spinning out in fear and worry. We're in the mind. That is our state of being. So this is what the Pleiadians wanted to help us understand, that most of us spend most of our time here in the mind. So where do we want to be instead? Well, there are two other states of being that are much more productive, much more helpful for keeping and raising your vibration, for connecting you to your higher wisdom. And the first of those states is one that you've heard the P's talk about in countless videos. That is the state of being that we refer to as being in your heart. And y'all know this is the P's favorite topic. I have probably done 5 or 6 videos on the importance of being in your heart. So this itself is another state of being, when we are anchoring our consciousness in our heart. And I've got a couple videos to help you know how to do that. So if you need a little help with those, I've got some videos that will describe the process for doing that for you. So our second state of being is what we refer to as being in the heart. Sometimes you'll hear people refer to this as being anchored in your heart, seated in your heart. All means the same thing. It means that your consciousness is anchored in your physical heart. And what happens when we are anchored in our heart is we shift to a different operating system. We shift to what we refer to as our 5D operating system. And what this means is we reconnect ourselves to our intuition. We reconnect ourselves to our soul, our higher self, our soul blueprint, all those energies that are connected to the higher parts of our consciousness. We can only access those when we are in our heart. So the state of being that the Pleiadians are always encouraging us to aim for is to be anchored in our heart. That's when we are connected to the path forward. That's when we're connected to our guides and our higher self and our star family. That's when we're connected to that soul blueprint that we are all trying so desperately to remember. We have to be in the heart to access those energies. So that's why this state of being in the heart, is so important. It reconnects us to everything. And the other thing that happens when we anchor in the heart is we disconnect from the matrix. We disconnect from all of our limiting beliefs. So it's a very, very powerful state of being. And I've got several videos out there to help you if you want to know more about how to do this. So check those out. But when we are in our heart, that means we are in alignment. We are in divine flow. So it's very, very important to take advantage of this state of being. Very easy to get in our heart. What can be tricky for us as humans is staying there. It takes a little practice to really kind of master that. These are two of the state of beings that we have chatted about in past videos. Now, there's also a third state of being that we haven't talked about very much. And this is one that we don't often think about. And that is when we're using our brain as it was intended. We're using our egoic structure as intended. So how is our brain intended to work for us as humans? It was intended to serve kind of like a smartphone. Our brain and our egoic structure was always intended to be the part of our biology that would help us execute our soul blueprint. It would help us get it done. But we never really intended for the brain to lead the show. So the difference between these two states of being in the egoic mind, that mental autopilot, and being in the intentional use of the mind, which you can sometimes think of as when you're using your brain for a specific task. You're using it to perform a function. You're using it to work. You're using it to think through a specific problem or issue. This is when you're using your brain intentionally, consciously, as opposed to just letting it ramble around to whatever stray thought may fall into your head. So when we're in this third state of being, although we are in the mind, which you've heard the P's always kind of caution us about, you're using the mind in a productive way. You're using it consciously. You're using it intentionally. You're using the brain to help you complete a task. Our brains were initially designed to perform a function, not to tell us how to lead our life. But what has gotten a little distorted in humans throughout our history is we've let the ego mind take over. The ego mind runs our life, and it was never intended to do that. So that's why there's such an important difference between when we are in monkey mind, just mind on autopilot, where you're thinking whatever pops into your head, and it's usually out in the future, back in the past, or something you're worried about. That's what we call kind of the negative state of being, the one that we want to be in least often. But we can also be in a state of being where we're using our mind constructively. That's when we're using it as a tool. That's what it was designed for. We're using it consciously, we are using it intentionally, and we're using it to perform a function. So that's our third state of being. And that is perfectly fine to be in that state of being because we're using the mind as it was intended. So the reason that the P's kind of wanted to talk about this today and clarify these three different states of being is so that we could start being more aware of which one we are in. Because if we are in the state of being in our heart or using our mind as a tool, using it intentionally, constructively, then we're very aligned with our higher self. We're in alignment energetically. We are using our egoic structure as it was intended. The state of being that we want to be most cautious of and spend the least amount of time possible is that mental autopilot. That's when we're at the mercy of our limiting beliefs. That's when we're at the mercy of what the collective is doing. But it all comes down to what state of being are you in right now? Where do you spend most of your day? Because the more time you spend on autopilot, that mental autopilot, the more time you are spending in 3D. But the more time you are spending anchored in your heart or using your mind intentionally like a tool, then the more time you are in alignment with your 5D programming. And as the P's have told us since day one, our state of being creates our reality. You've heard other people say this. It's a very common expression in the spiritual community. Your state of being creates your reality because that is what we are projecting that the universe is matching and sending back to us. So we want to be more aware of where we're hanging out. So he's just wanted to share this little topic with us because it's something they haven't really focused on before. And they thought it was important to help us kind of take more control over our reality. It's been a big theme of theirs lately, and this is the way we do it. Recognizing our state of being and then shifting ourselves into the state of being that is most supportive. And that's usually going to be being in our heart or being in a place where we're using our mind intentionally, the way it was designed to be used. So that is what the P's wanted to talk with you about in today's video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.